Okay.
Okay, what is that?
Okay, so this is the brewing process. This first vessel is called the hot liquor tank, which is where we mix up all the water and any salts that go in for brewing
Okay.
to control pH in the mash. The water is then run from there into here with the grain, and this is called the mash tun. And this false bottom sits in the bottom and keeps the grain up off the bottom so that we can draw the clear liquid off the bottom after it's gone through all the mashing. From there, we go into this one, which is the boil kettle, and here's where the whole batch is brought up to a boil. Hops are added at various times to get the bittering and the hop aromas and flavors in it.
So the first one, water, goes in there, and salt, you said?
This is water.
Okay.
And occasionally some salts like calcium chloride or gypsum, which is calcium sulfate.
And the middle one,
And the middle one is
called
the mash
the
tun.
mash tun, T-U-N, and that's where the malt, that's where the barley goes.
Yes.
Okay.
All the grains, malted grains, and occasionally unmalted grains can be used in a batch.
What about if it's like a sour and it's fruit? Where would that go?
The fruit usually goes in later.
Okay. And then the hops go in the...
Hops, this is the boil kettle.
The boil
and
kettle.
the hops,
Okay, got it.
Hops will go in there.
Okay, cool.
And,
What's that
and
thing?
from there, this is the chilling system. So it's a plate chiller, and one direction you have cold water running through. The other direction, the plates are separated, so there's not, the water and the wort don't mix, but the hot wort will come through across one set of plates, and the water, cold water is going on the other set of plates and chilling it down. So from there, we pump right into one of these big fermentation vessels. So this is one that they just brewed, I believe, and this will allow us to ferment 1 barrel. And
What's all that stuff in there?
so this is the blow off. So a lot of that is yeast and things that happen when the fermentation is going. This thing will really bubble, and a lot of stuff will come out the top.
What's that thing do up there?
This is a temperature controller.
Okay.
And
why is there a hair dryer up there?
Well, the hair dryer is used inside there. This is a 2-stage temperature controller. It allows you to turn cooling on or heating on.
Okay.
So the cooling side is just hooked up to the freezer, so that the freezer comes on when it needs to cool. But if it needs to heat up inside there, we can have the hair dryer inside there to blow the hot air and heat it up.
All right. So then how long does it have to stay in there?
So here, it'll typically sit 4 or 5 days, and it depends on the beer. Some go longer than that, and some for less time.
And then when you take it out, what do you do with it?
And from there, it usually gets pulled out into one of these tanks,
that's pretty.
which is called a bright tank, and those are used to finish off the fermentation and also chill things down. The yeast is removed at that point, and then we can serve right from the bright tank, or we can keg it out of the bright tank into the keg.
Right on. Thank you. Oh, and then you just stick them in here, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The little.
And this
can you open that up? Can I see in there?
Yeah, and this is
Whoa.
we have here.
Cool.
So there's a manifold there for all the different CO2 lines to go to different kegs, and all the taps for the different styles of beer.
Nice. Thank you. Hanging out at Cardinal Craft Brewing.